Separate fit from the real. How can I trust the whole who treat me like I'm a part of a deal?
So how y'all doing, bro? Today I'm going to teach you all how to use lens turrets. I'm going to show you all the different ways how to use lens turrets and my methods, also how I personally use lens turrets. So first of all, we're going to start with the most common and basic one, which is getting it as an image texture from the internet. You can go on Texture Labs for free textures, or any other website for free textures, or if you have Footage Create or anything like that. And then there's a whole lot of stuff to download for free. You can like pick anything you want. I'm gonna go with this one as example, and you can also download for very high quality, and then you just put it in your scene. You can add also a lot of stuff on top of it. You can add tints, you can add some blur if you want. Like sometimes the lens will look better if it's blurry, and then you can play with the blending mods. You can put it on screen, you can put it on whatever you want. One thing also I really like to do a lot, that I like to rough mask when I do lens turrets. Like I do something like this, and then I inverse the mask and increase the feather a lot, and also increase the mask expansion and play with the mask a little bit. And you can do like multiple masks if you want. Like that's how I do it. Like I just do some rough mask if I don't want the lenser to be on some spots, like some specific spots. I just do something like this, and then you get something like this. And another way to do lenser, you can just use the lenser effect from the Ignite plugin, which is basically give you lenser. This effect is very popular in the community. I've seen a lot of people use it, and I personally use it a lot as fuck. I go here to preset, and then I click on grungy. Most of the time I use grungy, it looks cool as hell. And then you can play with the threshold and play with a bunch of other stuff here. You can play with the blur, you can play with like a lot of stuff here. You could also change the blending mode if you want to get like a unique result, and then do another preset. Keep on playing with this to get like a very unique result. Just one thing I don't really like about Ignite, that whenever I use like any Ignite effect, it just keep on crashing my After Effects a lot as fuck, and it bugs other effects and a lot of stuff like this. So you can just like put the lenser on and then render your scene. And then also another effect I really use a lot is Optical Flare. You go here to the Optical Flare, and then you clear everything, and then you scroll down a little bit and you have lens texture. I go here and then I click on dirty. This is basically the lenser that I use 90% of the time, and I decrease the fall off to like 0.1 or 0.2, or you can even increase it. You can do whatever you want. If using a smaller ratio like me, just put it on a solid and then stretch out the solid like this and pre-comp, and you can just put it on screen also. And you can also add tints and add blur if you want. You can do also rough masks if you want, and just do whatever you want with it. And there's a lot of bunch of different stuff. Like this looks cool as fuck. This also is really cool. There's a lot of very cool stuff that you could use, and you can also clear all of that. Go down here and click on light presets, and you can add light smoke and delete the glow if you want. And here you also have very cool blends. You can increase the brightness, increase the scale, decrease the scale, and then you get something that looking like this. It looks very cool. One more effect that I would like to use is unique chromatic aberration or something like this. This is basically the same as Optical Flare, but you have this cool distortion on. You can just put the distortion on 0 if you don't want, or just increase the value a little bit. And then you can come here and put it on legacy and make the ray scale 1 and the blue scale 1 to get rid of this RGB effect if you don't like it. And then go down to lens texture, and there's a lot of lens textures to choose from. There is turrets, it looks like this, and there is bokeh. There's like a lot of cool stuff, and you can also just get any lenser texture. You can just use the Optical Flare one and pre-comp it, and then put tints on it or whatever you want, and then hide it and add Deep Glow 2. Put the exposure on 0 and go down to lenser texture and map it to the lensers and increase the mate exposure. You will basically have a lot of lenser, and you can also make it glow. Like you will have glow with the lenser. But this is a lot of stuff. Just put it on 1 and then increase. And that's basically it. I'm pretty sure there's tons of other effects that do basically the same thing. These are just the ones I use the most. Like the main thing is just to have a lenser, and you can just get it from anywhere on the internet. The only unique one is this lenser effect, because you really can play with it a lot. There's a lot of stuff to play with. Same also with the Optical Flare. And yeah, it's just a very quick, cool, calm tutorial.